What do you think it's gonna be, a boy or a girl?
Girl.
You think a girl too? All right, ready? Open your eyes.
Hello, welcome back. Last week I got to share the very exciting news that we are going to be welcoming in our fourth baby in our family. We have 3 beautiful, handsome young boys in our house. And so today I'm going to get to share with you all the gender of our next baby. So before I do that though, I want to share with you all some recipes, one of which is yogurt. You guys have been asking for my yogurt recipe once I shared recently that I make all of our yogurt. So I'm going to share that, but first is actually a wild honey cake that I made this past week and it was so delicious. I am trying to celebrate my kids' baptism days better. I always forget it, honestly. This recipe uses a lot of honey, but trust me, it is so delicious and it doesn't have any refined sugar in it. If you are someone who's conscious of that, I think you'll appreciate this recipe, and it comes together super quick. So this is from the Catholic Kids Cookbook, which I can link down below. But the recipe was super simple, and pretty much what you're going to do is just combine your butter, a half cup of butter with an entire cup of honey and 2 eggs in the mixer, and then into another bowl, mix your dry ingredients of 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and a ½ teaspoon of salt. And then you will combine into your wet egg mixture in the mixer a ½ cup of yogurt. I'm using my homemade yogurt here, as well as a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And then once this is mixed together, you can add your dry ingredients. This is going to go into a cast iron skillet that has lots of butter on it and go into the oven for 30 minutes at 350 degrees. And you'll see how I top it with some honey as well as some fresh fruit. I actually didn't have any fresh fruit, so I just used frozen fruit, which was actually delicious because I heated it up in this bowl and then it kind of created this like saucy, yummy, melty thing. We do this on pancakes sometimes as well, and it was really delicious. So I'll show you how it turned out, but in the meantime, I wanted to get a soup started because on this particular night, my 6-year-old had basketball tryouts, which is very new to us, having sports besides like swim lessons in the evening. So I am trying to figure out how to manage our evenings really well. And so my plan is for these evenings to just have a meal ready that I've already made. Pretty much during nap time is when I made this, and then I am able to just have dinner ready for whenever we need to eat, quick before or a little bit after. I do not throw away any of my veggie scraps. I put those into the freezer like you just saw. I wanted to show you guys in this video how I make my own broth as well, because that's another thing that I do that saves money and is so much better for you than the store-bought broth, but I just ran out of time this week. So maybe next week I'll be able to share that recipe. But I went ahead and got some mild Italian ground sausage, browning in my pot. Into that I'm going to add the veggies that I chopped up, the carrots, onion, and celery. And while this was happening, I was also getting the cake done, because this is how it happens in the kitchen. It just kind of bounce back and forth and get everything done as efficiently as possible.
It's really good. Tastes like honey, like exactly like honey.
So I had some sourdough bread in the oven that I needed to wait to take out before I could get my cake into the oven, but I browned up that sausage. It's just mild Italian sausage from Walmart. I got that into a bowl. I did share recently a affordable grocery haul from Walmart. I do all my grocery shopping at Walmart, and I have it delivered. It is very affordable. I did like a cost breakdown and what we spend, what I think is reasonable for groceries in that video. So I will link that one down below. I mentioned a few of the recipes that I'll share in this video, like that yogurt. So that was where that request for the yogurt has been coming from. So I got my sourdough out. I've been making 2 loaves of sourdough every time And so it does take quite a long time to have the oven on. So I probably just need to invest in getting another Dutch oven. But at this point, I just have one Dutch oven and it's in there for a good bit. But it works. It works for now. And then I pop one of them in the freezer if we're not going to eat it immediately. But typically it does get eaten immediately. So once I got the sausage browned, I added in the vegetables into my pot just to get everything nice and soft and flavorful and everything. And unfortunately, I did run out of broth. So you'll see that instead of using chicken broth, which I normally keep in the freezer, my homemade stock, I had to use it better than bouillon. I just had like a little bit left over from it in the jar. But I added a bunch of rosemary from my garden, as well as salt and pepper into here. I didn't do any garlic. I don't know. I feel like I always add garlic to things, and then sometimes it's just nice to not add garlic because then you just like don't. It adds a different flavor to everything, of course, and I just get accustomed to adding it. And so sometimes it's nice to not add it. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe I should have added garlic. Maybe you should too if you make this soup, but honestly, it was really delicious and just so good as is without the garlic. The secret here would be something that my mom taught me is add the rind of a Parmesan. So you'll see it in just a second. It's so weird, but once you've grated the whole Parmesan, I just hold on to that rind in a bag in the fridge, and then it's floating around in here. You'll see it. Look how weird that thing looks. It just gets all floppy once it's in there, but it adds so much good, delicious flavors. So this was absolutely delicious for our super busy basketball night, and served it with bread, and we enjoyed the cake for Gideon's baptism birthday, 6 years already, which is just crazy.
Good morning, you guys. We had the cake last night. It was so delicious. The soup was really good too. The kids weren't like super hungry because we had to eat so early because my son had basketball tryouts. Y'all, our house has turned into a basketball court overnight. There's basketballs everywhere, and it's just like somebody is always dribbling, but it's okay. It's adorable. Boy mom over here. So I want to tell you guys a little bit about how I keep up with my kids, because a lot of you all are always like, how in the world do you do it? I'm a big believer in greens powders. I've talked about greens powders here on the channel before. When I got pregnant though, I did look into the greens powder that I was using, and it had too much vitamin A. I think it was vitamin A. It's the same one that's in retinol in the face. That's why you can't use retinol when you're pregnant. And so I found out about Live It Up, and you guys will appreciate that it's actually cheaper. So what Live It Up is a daily greens powder that supports daily nutrition. It supports better digestion, less bloating, healthy aging, immune support, that's huge in this house, and enhanced energy. So those are all things that I really care about. I've mixed mine up with some ice. I'm getting a little late start, but I usually start my day with this. Guessing that is the loudest toy you could play with right now. This is the wild berry flavor that I've been enjoying, but their original flavor is also really good. It's like a minty flavor, which is kind of unexpected, but really, really good. Live It Up is made with organic vegetables. It has all of the nutrition that you need for like your multivitamin, but makes it so much easier for your body to absorb in the liquid form. I find when I start my day with my greens powder, my Live It Up, I just tend to do the rest of my day like making healthier choices. I'm more likely to exercise. I'm more likely to not snack throughout the day, but have actually nourishing meals. So it really just sets me up for success. So if you're ready to get started with Live It Up, you can get 15% off of your first order using the code EmilyG15 in the link in my description. It's free shipping and money back guaranteed for 30 days. So you really have nothing to lose. So I hope you will give it a try, and thank you so much, Live It Up, for sponsoring today's video.
All right, so it's time to share my yogurt recipe. I'm going to show you in as much detail as possible because there's a few things that I've modified since I've learned how to do this, and tips that I've learned through different resources. I'm just gonna try to combine all of it. So just like you guys saw, I take the seal out of my Instant Pot. It can like hold bacteria and can hold smells. So you want to take that out when you are doing yogurt. I use my Instant Pot, but people have been making yogurt for centuries before, you know, an Instant Pot was invented. All you need to do is have like a warm environment. So some people put it in a pot in their garage, and that works as well, just as long as you have a timer on it. But this makes it super simple. So you're going to start with an entire gallon of milk. I do whole milk to make it nice and thick, of course. And you're just going to put it into your Instant Pot on the saute function, because we're trying to increase the temperature up to 180 degrees. Now, the Instant Pot has on it like a timer for saute that goes to 30 minutes. I set my Google Home timer to be 25 minutes because I find that it gets to 180 right around 25. So once it gets to 180, you're going to put it into the refrigerator until it gets down to 115 degrees. I left mine in the fridge for a little bit too long, and so I had to bring it out and put it back in the Instant Pot on saute to bring it back up to temperature. If I don't set timers while I'm making yogurt, I will just forget about it. So I set a timer for everything. When I put it into the fridge, I set a timer for 1 hour and 25 minutes. And if I do that, it's usually exactly at 115 or like just a little bit too low, and I can bring it back up to temperature easily. But yeah, you definitely don't want it to go above that temperature because you can kill the bacteria that you're introducing through your yogurt starter. So I use just a whole milk yogurt that I get at Walmart, the Better Goods brand. And I use 2 of those big overflowing scoops that you just saw. So I don't measure it. I just use my big tablespoon and do 2 scoops into there, mix it up really good, and then set it on yogurt setting for 8 hours. It'll start at 0 and it'll count up to 8. I do check it every once in a while to see if it's getting nice and firm, and the lid will have a lot of condensation. So that's what you saw me doing. I was kind of like dumping the condensation into the sink there. So once it gets to 8 hours, it'll be nice and solid and set like this. And this is where you're going to take it off, put it in the fridge overnight, and then the next day you are ready to enjoy your yogurt. This is what it looks like when it comes out. It's nice and thick and everything like this, but you do want to whisk it to get any like little lumps out of it and just finish the whole process of getting it nice and homogeneous, or whatever you want to say. So I use a whisk and just vigorously whisk it up. We use so much yogurt in our house that if we were to buy those tubs of yogurt, I would have to buy at least 4 of them to keep up with yogurt. We go through these 4 jars of yogurt every single week. And so this is saving us a lot of money because 1 gallon of milk that I buy at Walmart is the same price as 1 tub of yogurt. And so, yes, I feel like that is really worth it in this process. Now that I've nailed it, I know what I'm doing. It's so simple and just fits into our daily routine. So I put it into these large mason jars. It fills up 4 of them with a little extra to spare on the side because I always have to just try it immediately. Like I pretty much always snack on just a little bit of this in the morning. And if this is made fresh in the morning and I get it whisked up before the kids go to school, they of course want some as well. We top it with homemade granola, which if you are interested in my recipe, I will probably share that one soon, but let me know down below if you want to see that recipe. And then what we also do is mix in a little bit of honey to sweeten it, or a little bit of strawberry jam. We have a lot of this because my neighbor made homemade strawberry jam and gave us a lot of it. So we've been enjoying that to make our own strawberry yogurt as well. So now for the reason why you guys probably clicked on this video, I want to share our gender reveal. Of course, we would be happy with whatever God gave us with this gender of this baby, but this was a really fun thing to find out, and so I'm excited to share it with you all today.
You definitely have ice cream.
I'm gonna put something extra on your ice cream.
Oh. Why blueberry?
Do you know why I put a blueberry in there?
Why?
Because that's the same size as the baby that's in my belly right now.
And whose?
My belly.
Wait, you have one?
Yeah.
But why did you not tell?
I'm telling you right now. What do you think it's gonna be, a boy or a girl, man?
I think it's gonna be a girl. Because we have a whole bunch of boys.
Yeah, we have a ton of them.
Girl.
You think a girl too? What do you think,
That's what I
Cassian?
thought too.
No idea.
I'll tell you when to open.
I'm gonna take it out of me.
Yep, you're doing great.
Tucker, you guys can't say anything.
You're doing great.
No peeking, Gideon.
Yeah, I
Benjamin.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Over, and drop. All right, ready? Open your eyes.
Oh!
No way! How in the world did you keep it a
Was
secret?
that me, right?
I was like screaming at work.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited! Oh my goodness! Boys, you were right!
High five.
You were right!
Okay, let's take another picture.
You guys have a baby sister? Oh,
Boom.
so happy I could cry.
You do it. You do it.
Jonathan, you want to take a picture with the cake right here now?
Okay, 1, 2. Look at me. Look at me. Everybody, look at me. 1, 2, 3. I literally was dying. I got home from work last night and I was like, Seth, I have to tell somebody else but all my coworkers. And he's like, what? He didn't even know.
You have no idea.
Aww. I'm so excited.
You guys, we're having a girl. We're so excited. You guys all guessed it right, pretty much. Pretty much everyone said girl, probably just because you guys are like hoping that it was a girl. I'll be honest, I was definitely hoping it was a girl, but I was pretty much in denial that it could possibly be a girl and had just like convinced myself that it was a boy again. But I will say I had some symptoms that were like a little bit different, and I don't know, Dominic thought that I like had narcolepsy. He's like, you're acting like some of my like narcoleptic patients. Just I would like fall asleep with anything. So I don't know, is that similar to you all? If you had girl pregnancies, was it just like so much fatigue at the beginning? I feel like I wasn't as nauseous, thank goodness, because we were traveling, like you guys saw, to Spain and taking care of 3 kids in a house and everything. It would have been a lot while like super nauseous, like trying to cook and everything. So thankfully I was able to do all of that, just couldn't smell my basil. Like I said, I like could not stand the smell of my basil outside, and it was growing like an actual bush. But I think I'm like really feeling good right now. I have a lot of energy right now. I want to take advantage of this time that I have a lot of energy, because I know it's coming, when I will just get really fatigued again with the end of pregnancy. So I just want to take advantage of this time, kind of set myself up for success like I do throughout the day. Like that's how I'm able to be effective. Like meal prep things ahead of time and take advantage of those moments in the day when I can get something ready for like the activities that we have later in the day. And so I want to do that same sort of thing during this time while I have energy and not get like too distracted. But I'm really excited to decorate for fall and for Christmas, like all the fun things that happen this fall. The baby will be due in February. I don't know if I mentioned, so like a little Valentine's Day baby. She's gonna steal my Valentine date. That's okay. We're trying to figure out, because we have a 3-bedroom home. I'm not gonna ramble on it too much, but just to tell you guys what's coming on the channel here a little bit. I want to make a really cute girly nursery, because we have 3 bedrooms. The boys are in one room together. I put Cassie and our baby into their bedroom, the big boy room, I think it was at like 7 months. That worked really well, and I actually plan to do that again with this baby, even though it's a girl, just for when they're really young. Until we move to like a bigger home, she'll share a room with her brothers. Maybe she'll have another sister one day, and so she'll share a room with that sister, but I just think it's so important for their development. They don't need their own space, and like it's not good for them, I don't think. This is me thinking. I just don't think it would be good for my kids to have their own space. Because we have to share everything. If we're gonna have a big family, they have to get used to that, like communal living and everything. So, but I do wanna make our guest bedroom really, really cute for while she's in it. It's gonna still be a guest bedroom, so I'll keep our full bed in there, and I'll show you guys how I like fit a crib in there. It works really well. We did that with Cassian as well, but I didn't really change it and make it like really super like boy for him. So now I wanna make it really super girly for her. And if we have a boy next time, if we are able to have another baby, he'll just live with it. We won't be in this house. I'm not sure. 3 bedrooms for a family of 6 does seem a little bit tight, but we absolutely love this home, and I don't want to leave before we have to or anything. Dominic will finish residency next summer, and then we plan to probably be here at least another year, just to get our feet under us a little bit, and before we decide on the next chapter. Might be out of state. We'll see. But we just like are super excited about this baby, and I think that I know this will be the last thing. We were like becoming more open to the idea of having this baby, or having another baby. And then like a lot of things happened with like just the kids were being crazy, and the kids, Cassian was not sleeping at night. Like we were just having all these problems again. We were like, oh, this is like so much, like we are capped out. Like we were having some like friend drama at the time as well, just like difficulties in community. And then we like got this news, and it was really, really hard at the beginning. And like I was not myself. I was just like crying a ton, and it was a really hard time to find out that we were gonna be like needing to do more. But the Lord was so merciful to us and like fixed those problems for us. They fell into place, and then he just got to like give us the best gift of it being something that we've hoped and prayed for, a little baby girl. So there was so much redemption already in this little girl, and so much like excitement that the kids have. They are so excited. They tell everybody the baby in mommy's belly is actually a girl. Like they're like making sure everyone knows it's not a boy. And they're so sweet. Thank you guys so much for watching and for being here. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Let me know if you guys want to see more of the like from scratch meal ideas. I wanted to share my broth recipe, but just didn't get to it. So let me know if you want to see that. But next week we're going to be diving into some fall decorating, because I am ready to welcome in the next season and just freshen up my home for fall. So make sure you come back for that. I'll give you some good thrifty ideas. All right guys, I hope you all have a very blessed week, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.